Some games are incredibly addictive that we can't help but sit in for marathon sessions, but no matter how engaging a game is, there are those that simply won't be completed to 100%, be it for insurmountable difficulty, an overwhelming list of objectives, or require a colossal number of hours to reach the end, time many of us simply don't have. Here are 15 such games which, whilst proving extremely enjoyable, just can't be completed for one reason or another. Celeste. Pixel-perfect platformer Celeste is brutally difficult, but its charm and motivational story sees many a hiker who otherwise may have given up through the titular mountain summit. To get 100% through though, you've got to tackle the devious B and C sides, level variations demanding superhuman precision. The ultra-difficult C sides aren't anywhere near as long, but boy are they a trial beyond the capability of mere mortals. Celeste's Farewell DLC ramps up the masochistic challenge further if you're game for more mountainside punishment. Cuphead. Cuphead's delightful Flesher-style presentation belies a grueling boss battler, an experience that'll push your aptitude for attack pattern recognition and muscle memory to the limit. Defeating all of Inkwell Isle's cast of colorful characters takes a lot of grit and determination, but the thrill of finally succeeding is quelled somewhat by less than 100% completion. So what's going on? Well, actually defeat all bosses on S rank, get all upgrades, find all hidden coins, complete all run and gun levels at P rank, and well, you might hit 200% completion. Too much for most of us though, surely. Ikaruga. An absolute beast of a bullet hell in a genre which typically demands superhuman dexterity anyway. The thing with Ikaruga though is you can grind your way to the finish line if you don't mind giving up numerous lives to end up with a poor score. To really show off your prowess though, you need to be completing the game with S++ rank, which to anyone other than a select few is near impossible. S++ requires 4.2 million points, and with as many chained attacks as you can muster to hit the highest scores. Wipeout Omega Collection. To anyone with any sway whatsoever, please make another Wipeout game. Omega's Beat Zyko challenges are hair-pullingly infuriating, and 7 years later, we're still working on them. Obtaining technical proficiency in Wipeout is generally super enjoyable. Attaining sleek, perfect racing lines at face-melting speed, there's no other anti-grav racer like it. These Zyko challenges, well, the 2048 one is obtainable with a bit of work. Zyko's HD trophy though, despite being a slower class, demands absolute precision, including 4 perfect barrel rolls. It's just not happening no matter how many times we attempt. Rust. Rust is a hard game to play, there's just no two ways about it. Compounding matters further is the incredibly steep learning curve experienced by new players. It's an immense challenge to survive your first few hours, let alone an entire night. Worse still, newcomers are easy prey for seasoned players, who will wait for newbies to step onto their server before brutally eliminating them before they even have time to rub 2 twigs together. However, get your foot in the door, craft that sleeping bag, build your compound somewhere safe and sound, learn how to gather resources quickly, and Rust soon becomes amongst the most rewarding of survival games. Sea of Thieves. On the Sea of Thieves community forum, there's a post by username Surveyor Pete, which likens the swashbuckling pirate adventure to a box of Legos, a never-ending toy to be rebuilt and reimagined eternally. This is a pretty good analogy. Indeed, reaching Pirate Legend isn't the end of the game, but a Pandora's box of possibilities. The flip side of this opportunity to scour the seas for achievements is the resultant grind, which admittedly isn't everyone's cup of tea no matter how enjoyable the life of a pirate is. Unlocking all the achievements will take thousands of hours, which is a commitment many of us can't make. And more keep getting added all the time, or frozen indefinitely too, just to make it worse. Starbound. Sort of like a Terraria in space, Starbound's gameplay loop of interstellar exploration, planet terraforming, settlement building, dungeon crawling, etc. is thoroughly engaging. Customizing your own ship to spend hundreds of hours traversing galaxies is deeply fulfilling too. It's a joy just to exist in Starbound, but you're going to need to dedicate astronomical time to unlock all of its achievements. Principal of which are the collectathons, gathering 42 bugs dotted throughout the universe, for instance, is an arduous slog. Thumper. Thumper blends white-knuckle speed, physicality, and ferocious, pulsating music to create a phantasmagorical thrill ride. Yes, that was a lot of words to essentially describe a chrome beetle hurtling along a track, but what Thumper's elements give you is zen-like flow, with braces against curved walls, obstacles to float over, and weird space snake sort of things to avoid coming thick and fast, requiring needle-sharp precision and perseverance to survive. Much like Ikaruga on this list, if you want to truly complete Thumper, you'll need to attain near-perfect S-rank runs, which, if you've ever played Thumper, you'll know is incredibly challenging. Elite Dangerous. As trite a saying as it is, it's the journey, not the destination that's important, and this is none more relevant to a game than Elite Dangerous. In this space flight simulation, the cosmos' unfathomable vastness is its selling point, and thus there can really be no ending. The gratification here comes from getting more accomplished at spaceflight, undertaking some self-imposed challenges, trading, mining, exploring, rinse and repeat. It shouldn't feel like a grind, and if it does, you're focusing too much on the destination. Dark Souls. From Software ripped up the rulebook when Dark Souls was first unleashed onto the world. Firm but fair difficulty became a defining feature, and yes, whilst Demon Souls preceded it, Dark Souls brought the format to a much wider audience. Marrying intense combat with evocative exploration and complex lore sure made for an addictive experience, but that intense difficulty curve was a step too far for many players. Elden Ring. It's funny that From Software mainstay Hidetaka Miyazaki apologized to Elden Ring players who've complained about the game's difficulty, like it hasn't been a core feature up until this point. Perhaps the lure of an enormous open world swayed perception that this might be a tad easier than prior FromSoft titles. At the least, there might be an expectation there'd be some signposting, however, Elden Ring gives you nothing. The best way to discover if you're powerful enough to take down a boss is to engage them directly with a severe humbling likely. For this reason, plus the potential hundreds of hours trying to discover everything the game has to offer, many switched off Elden Ring. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. No, we're not saying we'll never complete MGS 5 because it's allegedly unfinished, we're instead highlighting forward operating bases and this multiplayer component's potential to extend playtime. In short, defending your FOB demanded strategic planning, whilst infiltrating others was intense and addictively dangerous. Both were high-risk, high-reward ventures with numerous upgrades and extra resources on offer for the riskiest infiltrations. Batman: Arkham Knight. Rocksteady's conclusion to their Arkham trilogy was by and large a worthy conclusion to what had been a fantastic series, but Arkham Knight does have its detractors. The Batmobile is divisive, sure, but the thing that really grinds the Dark Knight's gears are the proliferation of Riddler puzzles, of which 243 dot throughout Gotham. Completionists pull their hair out trying to acquire them all, whilst for the rest of us, we're just happy enjoying the game as it was and moving on. Football Manager. Okay, cheating slightly, as theoretically Football Manager can be played indefinitely, but it's worth including here as the current record holder for the longest career in Football Manager is Pavel Sasinski, who spent more than 500 years of in-game time trading players, adjusting tactics, and managing backroom staff. Amongst his feats are taking a little-known Icelanders team to multiple league titles, European and Club World Cups. The joy of taking lesser-known teams to the very top of the sport is one of the primary draws to Football Manager's enduring success. Burnout Paradise. An entertaining entry in the franchise, Burnout Paradise brought the rapid, aggressive takedowns of prior entries to an open-world city, and whilst the driving is consistently fun, there's no way everyone is reaching 100% completion. There's just too much to do. Multiple licenses, each with over numerous of events, stunts to complete, gates to smash, car parks to find, and so on. In fact, 100% isn't the endpoint either, as a glut of multiplayer objectives push the bracket up to 102%. A cool game, sure, but no way we've got the time for all that. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.